talking about SQL injection. And this SQL injection will be focusing on the practical aspects of it. We'll be focusing on the practical aspects of it. So this is the end part of the SQL injection. Here is my terminal, my VMware Workstation, which is my Kali, and here is my notes where I input all the command prompts that I will be using. So without further ado, I will start all over again to teach you on how to do this SQL injection using SQL map as a tool. Is that thinking? So we are going to penetrate into a vulnerable web application called DVWA. This is the web application we are going to be using, and we are going to be extracting the password. As you can see, we've been able to penetrate into the database of this vulnerable website, and um, we've been able to extract their password. As you can see, the password has been hashed. Remember, the first file we have here is the password, but it was encrypted, isn't it? So over here we encrypt the password, and over here we can have the password of all these users. You can see this admin sets his password as password. Godom set his own as ABC123. Papolo set his own as Peace Castle. So I'm going to teach you all over how to arrive at this using SQL map as a tool. So because I've performed this on my terminal, because I've performed this before, I'm going to erase all these files because they're already saved on my again. Now watch how I erased everything. First of all, I will have to remove all this terminal because I have about three terminal open here. So I will have to remove all the terminal, remove this first terminal, come to this place, remove the second terminal, come to this place, remove the third terminal. For me, removing removing all this terminal, it doesn't mean everything is cleared from my storage. I still have a lot of them in my, I still have them saved in my storage. Also, I will come to my file, my Firefox. I will delete all the history and see how I will delete all the history. I will come to this space here. I will come to history. I will click on it. I will come to search. No, I will come to clear recent history. Then it will take me to somewhere like this. I will click on everything. That is, I should clear everything. So once I click on clear everything, all my cookies on my history, browser history, will be cleared. Still hold on, it's still thinking. So if I check again history, you see that everything has been cleared, everything is empty, right? So I'm going to close this tab as well. Close. Now I have a new terminal. Now I want to start afresh. Remember, I said everything is not cleared on this system. So I am to start all over again by clearing the database in this system. And for me to clear the database of this WVA, first of all, what is WVA? I don't know if I've made mention of it before. WVA is a vulnerable web application that can be installed inside a what? A container or a direct machine. Is that taking? Just to cut the story short, DVWA is just like Metasploitable 2. Remember, Metasploitable 2 is a vulnerable system that we attack, isn't it? So also, DVWA is a vulnerable web application on which we are going to practicalize all our tools and our knowledge on SQLW. So let's start right away. Remember, the first step is to remove all the old WVA files on this my what? On this my machine. So I will copy this and I will paste here. It will request for my password. Ensure that you input your Kali password. So over here, next thing is to make your terminal have access to the admin root. And for you to do that, you input sudo su, then enter. Now you have access to the what? To the root. The next thing to do is to draw and to first open the MySQL. And for you to open your MySQL, you have to input this command. You have to input this command. Control C. Then when you want to paste here is Control Shift V. Enter. After you've done that, okay, wait for it to come here, copy this prompt. Remember what we are trying to do is to what? Is to clear our data, what? Our DVW database. Input also ask for password again, JES. Our password is, so over here I alert you that possibly this thing might give you an error. So if it give you an error, these and that are what to do. Is that thinking? So definitely do not give us an error here. If you have this file, you can go through it. Possibly the error you can come across. But over here, I said once you see this MariaDB none, it shows that you are already in your MSQL. Remember, our task is to open the MSQL first so that we can delete this old DVWA. So right now, this shows this MariaDB that you are seeing here. Hope you can see it shows that we are in MySQL. So the next thing to do is to now do the drop the database. Control C, Control V. Now, over here is showing us that we have 4 rows affected. That is that we have that is that 4 rows have been detected and it has been dropped. Look at it. Means the database was deleted successfully. 4 rows was captured and those 4 rows has been deleted. In the future, we will know what all these 4 rows are. But successfully, we've been able to delete the old DVWA. Now the next thing to do is to exit from this place. Copy that exit and paste it here. Enter. Now the next thing to do is to clear your SQL map tools that you've used. Yes, because before now I have set my SQL map. I've do some settings in which it has been saved on my system. So I will copy and paste here so that I can clear the data. Enter. So once the data has been cleared, remember step 4 is to clear our browser history and cookies in whatever browser you use, whether Firefox, whether Chrome or the likes. Remember, that is what we did the other time where we use Firefox and we clear all the history. So that has been done. So now you've successfully cleared your old DVWA files. Now the step thing to do is to start afresh on a new terminal. Now if you're a kind of person that you've not run this prompt before, you've not tried to use SQLM or SQL map tools before on your system, you can just start from this place. No need to be clearing all the data I was clearing before. So now to start from this place, you have to use a new terminal. You can see I stated it here that start afresh on a new terminal. So over here we are going to come here and we are going to start all afresh from a new terminal. Now on this our new terminal, before we access the root before we access the root of this Kali, we are first of all going to install the DVWA. We are going to install it, put it here. Mind you, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to install this DVWA inside this HTML file. Is that taking? That is what we are doing presently. But I won't click on enter because you have to be conscious. I won't click on enter. Why? Because I sense that on a norms, this sudo and gt ought to change to a particular color. Since the color is not there, so I have to find out what the problem is. Okay, so I will move to the last. Okay, let me change the capital letter S to small letter s. Let me change to small letter S. Can you see it changed to green and blue? So we are free to go like this. Enter the password. Enter. Okay, so we are cloning. It's cloning. We are downloading the DVWA. Pew! Download successful. So the next thing is to make use of the root. Let me just type it sudo su. Enter. So now we have the access we have the access as a root user of this Kali now. So now the next thing is to do our configuration. To do our configuration. And the reason for this configuration, whenever you input an application, you have to configure it, isn't it? So the reason for this configuration is that so that the DVWA can connect to the database. Here are the next step to do for this configuration. So the first of all, copy this prompt and paste it here. So can you see your directory has been changed from home Joseph towards VW? Remember, this was downloaded into this. Remember, I told you the other time. So fine. So if you like, you can decide to ls to check what is inside it, or you can just move on to step 2. So let us ls and let us see what is inside it actually. Let us ls and see what is inside it. Now we can see that our config, so all these files are inside it, isn't it? This is what we've downloaded. This is what we've downloaded, and this is what we are seeing inside it. So now let us move to step 2. Now, the step 2 says that we should try to copy control C, copy this file, copy it into this file. So let's do that. Control V, Shift V. That is to say, copy all this thing, copy this into this. Enter. That has been done. Then come to this step 3. Mind you, in this step 3, I put it here that you need to calm down this next step. Is that thinking? Just be patient on this next step. Be very patient on this next step. So copy this prompt, Control C, then come here, paste it, Control V. Now, once I press enter, something will display on my screen. But mind you that I splitted my screen. My screen is into half. But because of that, let me make it full so that we can see that thing that will display. I've entered. I'm waiting for that stuff. Can you see? It has displayed. And what it's telling us here to do is telling us that whenever we see this thing that display, we should change this user to admin, and the user is on line 20. Now let us go to line 20. Line 20, line 20. So change this thing to admin. Admin. And go to line 21, which is line 21. Change this password. Can you see how they write the password? Change it to correct the password spelling as password. After that, it says do Control S. So imagine, look at this place. Oh, I'm about to do the Control S. So let me do the Control S. You see that part will change. Can you see? So it shows that it has successfully changed. Then click on this blue button to cancel. So after that, we will come to this step 4. The step 4 says we should start our MSQL. MSQL. We are starting our MSQL. Control C. Control Shift V. Remember, what we were doing before is to what? Is to configure our MSQL, isn't it? Configure our MSQL so that this DVWA will be able to connect to our database. And what is DVWA? DVWA is a vulnerable web application. So now we have to start our MSQL, in which I've input a prompt here. Now I will click on enter. After that, we are going to log in using this prompt. Control Shift V. Then click on enter. it's requesting for your password. Remember, the password is your Kali password. Now, I said here that once you input your password, once you see this MariaDB none, so it means you're on the right track. So the next thing to do is to input this command, create database. So we are moving to the next step in creating database now. Control Shift V. Click on enter. Definitely okay, definitely on enums. For some of you, it might bring error. Is that thinking? It might bring error. So whenever you have error, make sure you check it very well. This one is saying query is okay. We have one row affected, okay. But in some other parts, you might have error. So if you have error at all, don't panic. Just click on this. Just click on this drop user admin 12 something something. By the time you click and you put it in somewhere like this, then everything will be okay back. After that, come to this step 6 and click on step 6. Copy the step 6, Control Shift copy, sorry, Control C, then come here, Control Shift V, click on enter. Okay, as you can see, we have an error, isn't it? But do not panic. I said do not panic whenever you have an error. Just come here, copy this one. This is just like a paracetamol for your for whatever error you have in this phase. So Control Shift V, enter. Okay, now continue again with this one. Control Shift V. You see that the error won't occur again. Can you see? No more error. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. You will enjoy this class. You will enjoy this class. So come to this place again, copy so that remember those password and the username we set. We want to grant the permission. Is that taking? Remember what we are doing is to set the database. So now come here, grant the permission and press enter. If error occurs, go back to that place and use the paracetamol, but no more error, right? So the last thing to do now is to exit, come here and exit by pressing enter. So congratulations. Bye. Is that taking your DVW, I mean your what's it called? Your DVWA is set. Your vulnerable web application is set. Now, all these things are just the explanation, the prompts that I've inputted. All these things are the meaning of the prompts I've inputted, the full meaning of DVWA. Don't worry, if you have this file, you can just go through it. Is that taking? The reason why we use Apache, the reason why we use MySQL, the reason why we use SQL mmap, everything is explained in it. So the next thing to do right away now is to configure the PHP. And this PHP will allow us, okay, I guess I have it here, right? The PHP, Apache host the fake website. Is that taking? Whenever you create a website, you have to host it. So what we want to do right here now is to host the website. So for you to host the website, you have to first of all go to the directory, Control C, continue with, okay, now paste it here. Is that taking? So mouse pad, this mouse pad, if you can confirm, I also input it what this mouse pad is. Now this mouse pad will enable us to do our necessary configuration. Remember I said this is the same thing you will input that will prop up something on your system by the time I put enter. Can you see? This is it. So this on this page, what is telling us to do is to turn this URL open, which is to turn it off. Can you see? We should change it to off if it is, if you should change it to on rather if it is off. So coming to this place, can you see allow URL FL open? It's on already, so no need to change it to off. Is that okay? It's on already. So just press Ctrl S to save and exit. Is that okay? Remember, it said Ctrl S to save and cancel that part. After that, come down, start the Apache, make it come alive, make it come alive on the server. Now, this is ready. This DVWA that we've created is available on server. Mind you, on our server, mind you, this DVWA is a thing you can do outside Kali. Yes, it's a thing you can do on your Chrome outside your Kali. But what we've just done here now that is that we've created a server, we've created a vulnerable web application. And now let us run this vulnerable web application on our browser. Just come to Firewall here. Don't worry, it's loading. You can see that small button at the arrow. It shows that is preparing. Can you see? Here we are. Remember that I've cleared this our Firefox, so I've cleared it to so that you won't make mistake. It's still loading, still loading, still loading, still loading. Now, this is your Kali. You can search for anything on this Kali. Yes, you can search for anything on this Kali. For instance, let us search for WhatsApp. Can you see? WhatsApp will definitely display. It will definitely. Oh, I'm here to log into this Firefox. That's why it's showing us all this. But if you can see here, Google is showing us WhatsApp here. You can see WhatsApp because it's been hosted already. Is that taken? So also this application that we've created and that we've already hosted, let us see if it will work. Just as we search for WhatsApp. Is that taken? So now let us come to this another search button. Now this is our website we've created. Is that taken? This is what we've created. Now just come here and paste Control V. If this thing works, it shows that yes, our DVWA is working and running. Can you see? It shows that it's working and running. You can just copy this thing and put it on any other website. It will not work. It's working because we just created the website, and also we've hosted it on a server, and now we have access to it. So let us log in. So what is the next step to do?